Through OPI, I'm getting the case manager.
Okay.
Also, I have a housekeeper that comes in once a week and does the things that I thought I could do, but found out that I could not with the illness that I have now. And that has been a tremendous help to keep me in my home. If I had to move away from my home, the chances of me surviving very long are very slim. I know that because I know myself. And the purpose would be gone from my life. And it would just be an existing thing, which when that happens, people, old, not even old as I am, pray to be taken. When you take a person out of the home, you've taken a part of them, the most important part. They don't feel comfortable, for one thing. I had a friend who was sent out to Gresham. You all might know it was Isabel Zimmerman. Her home is a historical site out on Sandy, I think it is. She was a very good friend of mine. And they moved her to Gresham to home. She had her suitcase packed, the one that they took with her. And she stood, when she wasn't sleeping, she stood there at the door to see if she could escape and get home, back home. And she was of sound mind. And it's just something that is born and bred in us, and I would say is essential.
My name is Leonard Rowland. I was born in Lebanon, Oregon. I don't know if that makes me Lebanese or not. But anyway, I was born in about the time of World War I, and that was the time of the big flu epidemic that killed a few million people in the world. I lost a brother and a sister. And then in about 1970, they were moving a building when they were putting in the West Side Freeway. They were moving the Social Security building, and they had a temporary electrical heating system, and I was an electrician. I was supposed to repair it, but it blew up and I burned my eyes. And then in about 90, I was on a movie set and I burned my eyes in the sunshine and sunburned my eyelids. And after that I couldn't see, I couldn't focus on anything. And so I had to give my car away and my camper and come back to Portland. It's Kathy, the one that does the cleaning. She does my washing because I can't read the dials and stuff on the washer and dryer, and I can't read the dials on the stove to cook. I have trouble shopping. Sometimes I bring home stuff that I don't know what it was when I bought it. But she helps me a lot because otherwise I would probably have to go live under a bridge or something. But they don't have, the bridges are all fenced underneath, can't do that. So maybe I'll have to go to Happy Hunting Ground. That's probably fenced too by now.
My children came home and were raised in this house. Came home from the hospital, that is.
And have you changed it over the years? I see you built a ramp out there, but
The ramp.
yeah,
And that was necessity.
yeah.
Because otherwise, you know, I mean, I couldn't get down the steps.
Right.
So the ramp was built.
Right. So you use your walker primarily then? You don't use a chair or anything?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. I never get up out of the chair. Well, as I was talking before, I always position this where my foot is parallel touching, because I don't want to take and make the wheel roll, but you know. My son and my daughter work full-time, and they both have families to care for. And so in turn, my daughter does, when I am cooking and things like that, she does all my grocery shopping, all of that. And to be honest with you, I can't expect more. I don't know how to really put it in words, because until you do not have something, sometimes you don't realize how much you utilize it. I don't think someone who hasn't walked in my shoes really understands what I'm saying. And because unless you have a family member or someone that you can identify with, because when it all becomes so very impersonal, it's like shoot 'em ups on TV. You don't bleed. I have had my services cut to minimal, and it gives you a very insecure feeling because you don't know what you can count on. And when you are low income like this, it is very important that you have something that you can depend upon, and then try to work from there to take care of staying in their home. I want to stay in my home as long as I possibly can, because home is home.
I can no longer clean my house the way Selma does. I do not have the energy. I would have to do without something in order to have somebody come and clean my house. I'd either have to cut my heating or my groceries or my medication. And you know how much medication I take. In the morning, I take 10 different medications. And I take 5 before I go to bed at night. And as long as I can stay here, and with that wonderful microwave I have in the kitchen, I can prepare meals. And I'm just so blessed to be able to stay in my own home. The familiarity of it, to move around as you want to or don't want to. It's a wonderful thing that they do, but they should not cut the funding. It should be increased if possible, because there is such a need for it, such a need.